Hello, Mr. Jessop. Hello, the rest of my ecology class. Welcome to the Jared Aftel 2016-17 Ecology Review. Now, today we're going to be talking about many great things on my talk show, but I just want to start off by saying you're going to hear me say a lot of times that I'm surprised, I'm shocked, and that's because this class has really changed my point of view on nearly everything regarding ecology. There's so many things I came into this class not knowing, and now that I know, I just want to try to make a difference in every way possible. So today we're going to be going over 4 specific things that I really found moving from this class and what I took away from it and how I think we all can benefit from what I've learned in this class. So, the first thing that we're going to start off with is the water crisis. More specifically, the water crisis in Africa, which was caused by physical conditions. Obviously, the water there was very dirty. And this is a revelation to me when I started researching this, but 1 out of every 9 people on the planet, that's a ton of people, almost 1 billion people, don't have access to clean drinking water every single day. I just found that horrific. And what does a lack of clean drinking water lead to? It leads to hunger. Obviously, you can't grow food. Poverty. You can't grow food to sell it. You can't go to work if you're not healthy. Health. Consuming dirty water or no water at all is clearly not going to do any good for your health. Or education. Students can't go to school because they're sick. They can't go to school because they don't have the proper restrooms there, and it is all around just a terrible thing. People in Africa spend over 40 billion hours a year collecting water. That water doesn't even always turn out to be clean water. Sometimes they're spending all that time, all that effort, and they're not even getting clean water. But here's what I want for all of us to help out with. If you could just donate $1 to helping the people in Africa get clean drinking wells, something where they can have access to clean drinking water, there is an economic return of your $1 between $3 and $34. What do you guys think of that? Is that not amazing how your $1 can go so far? But guys, there needs to be a change, because right now in Africa, 1 out of every 5 deaths of children under the age of 5 are because of lack of clean drinking water or consumption of dirty drinking water. Now, what I've taken away from this unit of our learning is we can't take anything for granted, guys. We have so much privileges that every day we just overlook. Like, for instance, we could go to our faucets right now, our sinks, our refrigerators, and tap one button and we get clean water just like that, to drink, to bathe with, to do whatever we want with. And every day, guys, we do not pay attention to how sacred, how important that is, how so many people in this world don't have access to that. So that's why I've really been inspired. We need to make a change. We need to help the people in Africa get better clean drinking water. I know personally that next year I'm going to be one of the leading members in my ex-animal club here at MTHS. I am going to personally pursue getting a fundraiser for helping Africans with getting clean drinking water, and I encourage anyone else who wants to help start fundraisers to step up and do so, because this is an important issue that must be tackled. Okay, now that we've got the water crisis out of the way, my next focus is going to be on fossil fuels. Now, we learned about 3 types of fossil fuels this year: crude oil, coal, and natural gas. Almost everything we use has some sort of source from one of these 3 fossil fuels. People don't even realize this, but things as simple as lipstick or even toothpaste contain petroleum and paraffin wax, 2 things that are derived from fossil fuels. Every day in the US, we consume almost 20 million barrels of oil. Over 65% of that we do not produce in this country. So we are using so much more than we can make, and we are really digging ourselves a hole here, because by 2088, at this current rate, we will be completely out of fossil fuels. And that is at this current rate. We have so many new, I'm sure, products and inventions coming out that will use this. So many brilliant minds are making so many new things that use fossil fuels. Why can't we start using some of those brilliant minds to find alternatives to fossil fuels, like renewable energy, like nuclear energy? We need to make a change. We need to find a new source of energy. We can't keep relying on fossil fuels, because if we do, we are setting up nothing but a dark future. We are setting up a future where we will have no power. We will have none of the luxuries that we have today, because right now we are abusing them when we are using them in excess. We need to make a change now. Pictured here to the left of me, you can see the pollution caused by some of these fossil fuel plants. Now, these have been nicknamed Cancer Alley, and we actually have one right here in New Jersey. If you're ever driving by the turnpike down by Bayonne, you can look to your left and you'll see tons of smog in the air. If you happen to roll down your window over there, you'll smell just an awful smell. Now, imagine being one of the people that lives there. Imagine being a person who every day has to step outside their door and smell that, and see all that pollution, and you know what it's doing to them? It is causing tremendous health effects on them. People are getting a highly increased cancer rate that live in that area, and it's all because of this pollution. We as not only Americans, but as people in the world, need to find a safer, cleaner, better for the environment alternative to some of these fossil fuels. Otherwise, we're heading down a very dark alley where there might be no return. The next thing I want to talk about is endangered species and how we are putting so many species at risk of extinction. Right now, the extinction rate is 1,000 times its natural rate because of human-induced causes. One of the top reasons is habitat destruction, something that us humans hold a lot more than responsible for. We are destroying these animals' natural habitats to build housing, to build factories, to build things that we quite frankly could live without, but these animals definitely cannot. Now some of you might be thinking, who cares if an animal goes extinct? It's not going to have an effect on me. Well, did you know that if a keystone species in an environment goes extinct, it could have a direct impact on other animals and plants in that environment, which could ultimately end up affecting us humans? A number that really caught me off guard was that by 2050, 50% of the species on Earth could be extinct. That's just a mere 33 years away, and that's saying that half the animals and plant life that we know and love on our sweet planet Earth could be gone. Imagine you have a child and you're watching a movie with them one night and they see an animal like a tiger pictured next to me, and they ask you, were tigers ever real? Could you live knowing that you caused tiger extinction possibly, and now they are deprived of seeing it? Do you want your future generations to be able to experience the same wonders of the world that we did and get to see these magnificent animals? Luckily, some steps have been taken to counter endangered species. So we have created the Endangered Species Act, as well as promoted decreasing and hunting endangered species, and made it even illegal in some cases, as well as more recyclable products so that less pollutants end up in the water and end up being harmful to other animals. Before we move on to our next topic, I just want to say two more things about endangered species that really affected me. They both come from the documentary we watched earlier this year called Racing Extinction. Now, I'm going to show a picture on the screen right now, and this is a picture of the shark fins that were on a rooftop in a building in Asia. Now, these sharks were supposed to be endangered, but look at all these fins. This just horrified me to see, and quite frankly, I wish I didn't see it, but at the same time I did, because it really woke me up and it showed me just how terrible some people could be when it comes to fighting extinction. They have absolutely no sympathy or no care that these animals are endangered, and they only care about personal profits. The other thing I want to share from the documentary was a quote, and it said, "Rather than cursing the darkness, why not light a candle?" And this really inspired me, because it speaks to me in a way where it says, instead of just blaming it on other people and hoping that someone else will fix it, why not start some discussion? Why not say we need a change? And then maybe someone else will say we need a change, and then someone else, and then someone else, until it gets to the point where we do start making a change. Instead of just going around putting the blame on everyone else, we need to start speaking positively and encouraging change. That is the only way that we will help end extinction. The next thing I want to talk about is climate change, or more specifically, global warming. Now, we all learned that we have gases in our atmosphere that trap heat. Now, normally, this would be a good thing, but because of human-induced activities, we have almost put this effect on steroids, it would seem like, because it is so enhanced that it is now causing global warming and heating our Earth too much. Many people may say that global warming is a hoax, or that if politicians don't believe it, they shouldn't. Well, how about this? 97% of scientists can agree on this. That's a staggering number for something that usually is so widely disagreed upon in the community. It is suspected that a lot of politicians who are calling climate change a hoax are under the bribery of big-name corporations that just want to pursue more profits and don't care about the environment. But you know what I really found emotional and very sympathetic? That the people who are probably the smallest contributors to global warming, people on poor, small island nations, are the ones that are being the most affected by it because of the higher sea levels. Now, one person can't make a change, but if we all vow to do differently, we can make a change and we can stop global warming. Some things that I have decided to do that could help anyone are start eating less beef, as the cows that we need to make beef make a lot of methane, and that is not good for our atmosphere, as well as using fuel efficiency cars. Cars are one of the highest pollutants in the world, and if we use fuel efficiency or even electric cars, they can greatly help our atmosphere. Well guys, it has been a great year. I really enjoyed this class, but before I go, if you take away just one thing from this video, just one thing that I've learned all year, I want it to be this quote right here by Wendell Berry. And it says, "I stand for what I stand on." And this is an incredible quote, because it tells us that as humans, we need to stand for and we need to protect our planet, because it has given everything that we have to us, and we need to stand up for it. When there needs to be change, we need to make change happen. We need to protect our planet. This has been Jared Aftel. I will see you guys next year.